Okay, hashtag wow, hashtag now, and yeah, I'm done playing the game. Maybe I'll go back to it some other time, maybe do a speed run, but I want to talk to you a little bit more about Silent Hill, the short message. Um, Towards the end of the game, I was kind of lost for words of what made it great, but what made it not so great, so it was best that I took some time to think about it. Well, obviously the music's pretty good. I mean, really, although it's not quite as good as The Room. I mean, if you're lucky enough to have Silent Hill 3, it does come with a soundtrack, and I still have my copy. So again, music is very important for the Silent Hill franchise. As for the gameplay, it's a mixed bag. It has some pros and cons. Is it worth playing? I like to remind you, this is for free, so and it's only like, okay, I think it took maybe under 3 hours to play the game, but someone more experienced could probably do it less time. At any rate, it is worth playing, but it's not a perfect game. The pros, as I complimented, the graphics. The graphics are amazing, and you have a nice attention to details. Like I said, the way the light reflects off the door, you can almost see scratches. The dirty of the windows, but you can still somewhat see outside. What else there was? The bugs. You also saw, like it's talking about the doors. So I never noticed it with doors with Resident Evil 4. The doors swing away from you no matter what side of the door you're on. Here, you go to your apartment, you go into the apartment, the door swings away from you. You leave the apartment, the door swings towards you. So again, that's a nice detail. Let's see, it does tackle, unfortunately, I'm not sure what YouTube rules are because I never actually looked them up and I probably should. They say I can't say the word. Ender story. Let's say Ender story. Does that sound right? Is that okay? I say Ender. Okay, I'm looking it up. Let's say, and people want to end their story, and it does tackle this very well. Mostly, it does get the idea of anxiety. Is you use post-it notes because that's what post-it notes are reminders. They come out of nowhere. They can remind you. In this case, something bad. And again, you saw the monster. The monster was made out of post-it notes, the wall post-it notes, even point where you turn into a mouse. They do a good job mixing things up a bit. They make the environment look clean until it needs not to be clean. I do like the idea of the graffiti and there's abandoned. It does make the building feel more and more abandoned, but yet show that not everybody goes there. It's bad. The problem is I have with this, even though it does tackle anxiety and how depression is sometimes loud in your face, or I didn't tackle it perfectly. And I understand if you simplify something, yeah, it's not going to be perfect. That's fine. Again, you simplify it. Not everybody's going to have a psychology degree. Fair enough. Fair enough. I get it. Mary and Max did a good job, but not a perfect job because again, they're simplifying it and there's still a story to worry about. But they got praise for at least not making the person silly or have superpowers. So getting back to Silent Hill, it does go back to the Silent Hill roots. Get the music here. Look at that graphics. And it goes, again, just some reminders of Silent Hill, the room, like the idea of the chained door, the idea of the portal with that one artwork, the idea of the first Silent Hill game where everything around you is gutted and you see replaced with this, like the room itself turns into like a skeleton. Yes, I'm aware that behind a wall isn't a fence, but you get the idea. Get the creepy dun 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 music. Again, music is important. Turns dark, literally, metaphorically. But what I don't like about it, and sorry for the spoilers, is the main character you're playing. You're playing this person is constantly complaining that she's not being seen. I'm not saying that's not a good complaint, but that's a complaint everybody has. That's why we become YouTubers. Why do you think I'm doing this? What do you think I'm putting my artwork out there so you'd be seen? Everybody's afraid not to be seen, but I really think they should explore this more. Again, if you don't want any spoilers to the end, you cut off this video now and play the movie. Sorry, you know what? Play the movie. It's a movie. Here's the problem. The mother was responsible for ending her brother's story. She had a brother. That's what I'm getting from the story. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I had a feeling she did had a brother. That's the same Back to the Future 3. And his story got ended. The mother was very abusive. And to me, she never addressed any of this stuff. We see it in the game, but she never addressed it. She keeps saying, why won't anybody see me? It's like, wait. Don't you see what's happening? You're becoming your mother. Your mother was abusive, and now you're afraid. That should have been the whole story. She comes to this realization that I'm afraid I'll become my mother, and she decided the best way to solve this problem is to end her story. And she tried it one time, and obviously that was not the answer. Maria, I hope I got the character's name right. If I got it wrong, that's fine. The friend that ended her story, she blames herself for having her friend end her story. To me, it feels like she might actually not try to hurt her. I think she's actually trying to help her cope with her fears. At least that's my theory. A game's theory. That should have been the whole premise of the end of the story, realizing that yet you're becoming your mother, but you're not your mother. You could change. You need to work at it, but you could change. You cannot become this person that raised you, sort of using the term loosely. You come to terms to what bad things has happened. Think of it like Gravity Falls, for example. The photographer, I'm sure I got his name wrong. He spent his entire life forgetting every bad thing he ever done, and that messed him up. As he said to the end, I've been doing all my life, I've been forgetting. Maybe it's time I do some forgiving. And I felt that should have been the premise of the game. The fear that she's becoming her mother, but realizing this person she thought was tormenting her, saying, why can you forgive me? He's like, well, no, that's not why I'm doing this. Again, I know this part's a theory, but, yeah, look at the background there. But that's not the point of the story. I'm trying to help you cope with a memory that obviously you're oppressed. But again, is it a good... I really wish they went that route. Because she keeps saying, why do people notice me? And then someone noticed her, it's like, okay, I guess everything's better now. No, you need to cope what happened to you. And acknowledge it instead of trying to forget about it. Again, what are your thoughts? Did you play the short message? Is there things you liked about it or didn't like about it? Did you like the shout outs to all past Silent Hill games? Write your comments below. And tell me, what do you think how it should have ended? Do you think it ended perfectly? Do you like the way I think it should end it? Or do you have your own ending? Write in the comments below, and as always, like and subscribe to my video.